Hey guys, what's going on? Lever 2000 here, and we are back with some Farming Simulator 2015. Now, first things first, you may notice I now have $171,000. This is because I was doing some tree harvesting. Why was I doing some tree harvesting, you may ask? Well, I decided during the Great Monsoon of 2015 that I might as well harvest some trees because it rained forever. I didn't think it was ever going to stop. Literally hours of rain where we were unable to start our harvest. And it got to a point where I was terrified that our crops are going to die because I couldn't harvest them. So I had to actually turn the plant growth off just because I was so terrified that our plants were going to die. But finally, the Great Monsoon is over, and now we have a little bit more money to work with, and we're ready to start harvesting again. So let's get right into it. We'll get both our harvesters going at once. Good, good. He's all set. We'll run over this one because I don't want to tab through all the vehicles like I always do. Make sure he's lined up. Good to go. Good to go. Alrighty. So, the final canola yeah, yeah. This is going to be our final canola harvest for a little while. Um, had to think about what I was talking about there for a sec, but I realized I was making perfect sense. So, let's see here. We got both our harvesters going. We don't need to do anything else immediately. However, I do want to check. Wheat is up in value. We don't really have that much of it though. I think we'll lay off that for now. Keep an eye on the canola. I'm thinking our next purchase is a heavy duty harvester. I'm not 100% sure that I want to do that yet, but that's what I'm thinking. I think we can hold off on the tractors. We have a lot of tractors. And I think that the best thing for us is probably to go with a harvester that can really put a dent in that big field in a hurry. So that is my thoughts on a harvester for our first purchase. And I'll just show you really quickly what I'm looking at. I was just going through it, and I'm thinking that we might spend the big money and go for this bad boy right here. Um, it's if you take a look at this one, so I was kind of between these two. I wasn't really looking at the New Holland, um, although it is pretty impressive. So here's what we got now. Our best one right now has a capacity of 6,400 liters. If we get this one, we're bumping it up 40,000 liters, a little more than that actually, and we're gonna have a 10,500 liter capacity, and that's 235,000. Now, if we want to go even crazier and drop another 150,000, and when I say thousand, and this is in euros, so it's even more expensive, but yeah, if we want to get crazy like that, we increase our capacity by another 2,000 liters. And not only that, because if we're just talking about that, then is it really worth it, 2,000 liters for another 150,000? Probably not, no. But the other thing you got to look at is this baby right here. So this is the attachment for the front that actually harvests, and this is 35 feet. If we get this, we're getting another 10 feet, which is quite a bit. You know, that's quite a bit more we can harvest, or you know, whatever we're harvesting at once. So I think in that respect, that's a pretty good option. Now, that being said, for another $50,000, which really isn't that much of a jump when we're talking about this, you know, $150,000 jump. So for that, we're looking at another 2,000 liters added on, but only a 41-foot Verifeed, I guess that's what they call it. But anyway, so, you know, I'm kind of in between everything. I'm thinking the middle here, 380. It's a lot of money. We still got a ways to go. Um, so, I mean, we're not really going to be making a decision too soon on that, but something to think about. If you guys have any feedback on that, definitely let me know, or maybe I should get something else in the meantime. I don't know. But that's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm thinking that middle one. And then we get a massive, you know, we can do a massive strip. One more thing to just look at here. So the one we're using right now is, so this would be the one that we're going for. It'd be 45 feet. And I did forget, yeah, we have to add on this value too, so $79,000, that's a lot of money. Um, but, you know, gotta pay for the good stuff. Anyway, this one is only 18 feet, okay? So 18 feet isn't, you know, you're not even half of this. So if we go and look at our harvester, so think double the width of this one plus a little bit. And that's how much we're harvesting at once. Like that's how much our strip's gonna be. That's quite a big strip. Like we can go through this field over twice as fast, which I think is quite important. I think that would be really beneficial for us. So those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. And then with that, we could also put, you know, the harvester we have on the big field now on this one, and you know, maybe get two going at once on the small field or two going at once on the big field, whatever. Doesn't really matter. The fact that we'd have three harvesters and one massive one, I think would make the biggest difference right now in, you know, getting the crops going and getting us lots to sell. So anyway, I'll leave you to think about that one while we keep an eye on our field here. And I believe I have these both set up for barley. And these are the next things we can start to line up, but obviously we got to give our harvesters quite a head start. So we don't need to worry too much about these right now. But we can start getting them ready at least for when we do get our field on the go. As long as I don't get them in the way. And then obviously our sprayers, we're not going to need it anytime soon. He's 50% full. And I actually thought this guy was going to fill up quick, but he's actually kind of just about the same, I think, as our other harvester, which is odd. But I don't know, maybe that's the way it was before. It's been a little while since I played, so maybe I'm just out of touch. Alright, I'll get this guy lined up too. Get out of the way. Alright. Good enough now. For now. Alright, so 70% on this guy. We'll have to keep an eye on him. He'll be ready to unload fairly soon. Maybe about halfway through this next pass, so we'll start bringing this guy over in a second. Just let me check on this dude again, 66%. So they're actually pretty even in how much they've got harvested right now. Obviously, this guy can hold a fair amount more than our other guy, however. Okay, so let me hop in our tipper. And we'll go get ready to unload this guy. All that sweet, sweet canola. We really need like a demand for it because we got so much. We need to sell it. And we're going to get a lot of money for it, so. Problem is once we do, it's probably going to lose its value pretty quickly. So we want to sell as much as possible as quickly as possible once it is worth it for us to do that. So for our harvesting here, I think we're going to try to do it on the move for the most part. It's not going to save us a ton of time, but any time saved is better than time lost. Obviously. Alright, good. So he's down to 0% now. So we'll clear out of here. And yeah, he is almost ready to go. So we will try to catch up to him. This is our heavy duty tractor. So he doesn't have any problems hauling this so far. The other thing that I was looking at buying is a new tractor with a lot of horsepower. That being so we don't have any issues hauling in the future. But is that really as big of an issue as our harvester? No, it's not, obviously. So that's something that could wait until we're really mass producing our crops for sure. So, you know, unless you guys think that that's a better option, I'm gonna stick with the harvester idea for now. But like I said, let me know. Now once again, we're letting this guy unload before he has to stop, which is perfect. Keeps everything moving along, gets done a little bit faster. And actually, this guy's cruising along pretty good. We should be able to get our tiller slash seeder going pretty soon here with our barley. I'm excited for something new, you know. It's getting a little dull just growing canola non-stop and then accidentally wheat there for a little bit, but this is something completely new, so it will be interesting. I'm interested to see if it gives us more of a yield than canola. You know, canola is valuable, but are we getting as much of it, you know, as we are other products when we grow it? So should be interesting. You know, we look at this and he's done a few strips here and we have 76,000 liters. You know, when we get to that point with the barley, are we going to have more than that? Are we going to have less? Or is it all the same? I don't know. Haven't actually looked into that yet, so we'll have to see what that's like once it does actually get harvested. So everything's going good so far. Our harvesters are on the move. This guy can wait a bit. Obviously this first harvester we got is a little slower, so we'll have to hold off a bit on that. Let's get this guy straightened out a little more. There. Satisfied with that. So my tree harvesting endeavors were a little bit of a mess. I've stopped cutting branches off the trees. I've stopped chopping the trees in half. I just basically find a tree that my vehicle can manage to pull. I chop it down and I grab it and I drag it. And it is pretty savage. And it's definitely not the way things are meant to be done, and I'm not sure if I'm losing money because of it, or if it's more money if I just bring the whole tree, but that's what I've been doing, so I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. But I prefer not to do it, honestly I do. It's it's not my my ideal for tree harvesting, but it was just like raining, and I figured that if I was gonna sit there and just wait, you know, to be able to record again so we could harvest, because I obviously didn't want to sit there in the rain doing nothing, I figured I'd just chop down some trees and try to make us a little bit of money. I know it's kind of cheating in a way, but I mean, it's part of the game. Um, if they didn't want you to drag trees whole, then, you know, they easily could have prevented it. So whatever, it's not a huge deal, but I'll try not to do it that way anymore. If I do tree harvest, I'll chop it up. If you guys were, like if I was filming it and showing it to you guys, I'd do it more legit, but, you know, I was being lazy. Okay, so this guy is almost 80% again. So we can get ready to unload him, and then we can hop right over to our other one. And we got a pretty decent system here. And now I'm knocking my new tiller off track there. I'm really tempted to buy one of the actual trucks, like the pickup trucks you can buy, just to see how fast they are. I really don't see them having much use. Like, do you really need to drive around anywhere fast on the map? Like, it doesn't really make a difference when you can tab to vehicles. But I guess if you were doing a playthrough where you were trying to do it legitimately and like not use the tab button, you know, like get out of your vehicle, walk to the other vehicles, then I guess it could be useful. But we're not doing that, so it doesn't really matter to us. Once this guy's unloaded, I will go dump it and then straight to our other tipper. I'm not sure if there's more in that or not, but oh well. Yeah, after I dump this, we'll go straight to our other tipper, unload our other harvester, and keep things on track. Alright, dump that. Our harvests are certainly efficient right now. I'm liking that. Actually, that's only 60%, so... Ah, shit. Got myself all messed up now. Alright. Both of our tillers are going to be ready to get going pretty soon. I don't think that as long as we keep up with this not letting our harvester stop, we shouldn't have an issue with the tillers catching up to them, which is perfect. The faster we can do it, the better. So we'll zip back over here with this guy. I think what we'll do is I'll wait till we unload that second load out of our bigger harvester, and then as soon as we do that, we can start on our tillers. And if they catch up, they catch up, and we'll stop them. Whatever, it's not a big deal. And I'll line this guy up too. Good. Okay, 77%, so once he turns around, we can unload a little bit from him. And then we'll be ready to start. I actually think it will be more of an issue catching up on the small field than the big one. It's a pretty big field, and the fact that there's, you know, a good quarter of it done now, maybe a quarter, means that it should be fine. Shouldn't have any issues with him catching up. Just want this guy to get a little more full before I let him unload. Alright, good enough. Let's go. This tractor I don't think is as horsepower savvy as I'd like it to be. Even though I just said it wasn't bad. It's only 30% full and it's a little sluggish, so you know. There's always that Lamba. I feel like the Lever 2000 Agricultural Empire needs a Lamborghini in it. I don't think there's any question about that. Alright, there. He's good. So we can break off now. I'll head back over here. And then we'll get these guys going. Well, he's certainly fast downhill. I don't know whether he can stop or not. Oh yeah.